you've just completed 10 years of your marriage.
Yeah.
And I think you guys were dating before that as well, right? How many
So
years
we're
you've been with
married for
Bhakti for now?
10, engaged for a year before that, dated for 6 years before
Wow.
that,
17.
friends for 5 years before that. So
I lost the count. 22
yeah,
years.
11, yeah, 22 years. We've known each
Wow.
other for 22 years now.
Wow.
Yeah. So I'm kind of blessed to find the right partner early in life. She was a friend for 5 years, which I think is the most beautiful thing. So she knew about all my failed love stories before that. And
Yeah.
she was a great ally. Then we dated for 6 years. And then, of course, we got engaged and then got married. And it's been 10 years now. Yeah. So, yeah, that's where I'm at.
Yeah, and I think one of the things that from afar, right? From knowing your story and seeing what you guys are doing, you and Bhakti, what I see is there has been a lot of growth in this journey as a couple.
Yeah.
And I think that my assumption, you can correct me or maybe add to what I'm going to share, is the core of that relationship is the growth on what we both are becoming in this relationship. Like you said, like what am I being and what is, the other partner in this relationship is being.
Yeah.
What are we becoming in this relationship?
Yeah.
And then chasing growth is one of the core thing of this relationship, right?
I totally agree. I think right from the time we started dating, she was a Gujarati, I'm a Sindhi. And I let go of a career opportunity just so that I make the relationship work. I was a national law school aspirant, and I had missed it by 0.25 marks in one of the years in my second attempt. In between my second attempt and my third attempt, we started dating. And I knew if I get into national law school, 5 years I'm going to be at national law school. And so the next year when I wrote the exam, I left 20 marks in the paper intentionally, saying if I get in, then I don't think our relationship will work. And if I take that 5-year academic path, then probably Bhakti's family will start putting pressure on her to get married, and this may build pressure for us. So I chose the relationship, not as some irrational love story kind of a thing. But when I made that choice that I'm going to let go of 20 marks in that question paper to make sure I don't get in, I also made a decision and a choice, and both of us spoke about it, saying, now that I'm making this decision, we got to make two things work. We got to make our love story work. We got to make our careers work. Because the last thing you want is to carry that baggage later saying, oh, I let go of this career opportunity. I was good. I missed it by 0.25 marks the previous year. If I had written 20 more marks, I would have definitely gotten, and then regret the relationship. So we said we need to make these two things work. We need to make our career work. We need to make our relationship work with each other. Funny part, after leaving 20 marks, I missed it by 0.25 marks again. And my parents were concerned, saying, Beta, don't go into depression. I know it can be heartbreaking. In my head, I'm like, you have no idea how relieved I am that I missed it again. If I would have gotten in, what explanation would I given to you that I don't want to go to national law school anymore? So I think the foundation of that relationship, those decisions early on were very, very important. They made as a strong base for ourselves. And that's why we've been great growth partners. We've challenged each other in different phases of our lives. When one of us has gotten complacent or one of us has lost faith on ourselves, the other has kind of stepped in and amped up the belief and pushed the other person, and we've given each other that permission as well. So I think a great relationship works on a lot of permission given to each other to say, hey, you can call me out on my bullshit, and I will surrender to you when you call me out on my bullshit. I think that permission and surrender combination has been the critical force of our marriage working, our relationship working, our careers working.
And I think and that comes from having and creating that space for each other to have those really difficult, hard conversations in relationships. And I think a lot of us in the relationship do not even create that space where...
Like, I find it amusing. I work with so many entrepreneurs, and I find it amusing that when they have a spouse who's not involved in their business, that spouse has no connection to the financial realities of that individual. I'm like, why are you inflicting this loneliness upon yourself? Okay, sometimes I've seen it come out of patriarchy, saying घर की औरतों को क्यों धंधे के मामलों में discuss करे. Sometimes I see it coming from a thought process of I don't like to discuss work at home. I genuinely believe that a true partnership is holistic, full stop. You got to evaluate each other's health, wealth, relationships, finances, every aspect of your life together, create together. Bhakti and I have a ritual once a year. We take a vacation only for goal creation. We go to a very scenic location in the middle of nature and we create goals for the next 1 year. We visualize our goals. We spend 2-3 days on brooding over goals, challenging each other on different aspects of our goals, and we close that trip with creating a path of what do we want to achieve in the next 1 year in our finances, in our relationship, in our individual careers, in our recreation goals for the next 1 year. And I think our partnership works on that goal creation exercise. It's something that we look forward to. It's something that we review every month. It's something that we celebrate when we do something positive. So for me, that co-creation, that space is so important. Otherwise, you feel intellectually at two different wavelengths and then you kind of check out in the relationship. And I've seen that happen in so many relationships around me. It's just heartbreaking. Yeah.
And one takeaway for me here, and also what I think, what you have done beautifully is you have merged few aspects of them together. Like you said, like on my mental health, like learning and growing is one part of it. Then you married that with a relationship. Like how can I bring that aspect in my relationship so it becomes effortless? I'm growing on that aspect, but also it's helping me in the relationship.
Absolutely.
When I'm going on this learning journey with my partner, I'm also improving and doing that. And when I'm getting that space to have conversation with my partner, then I'm also regulating or maybe pouring out my heart, which is also looking at the emotional aspect of it.
Absolutely. I think it's all interconnected, right? You're one being. And that's what I tell people, that you can't have a broken health and a great business. You can't have a broken relationship and a great business. There's a part of you that will leak energy and drain energy. What if we all pursued a life where we looked at plugging these holes in our personality when it comes to our health, wealth, relationship, creating these areas, then every achievement becomes so much more fulfilling, right? So for me, it's just integration of all these forces, which is very important.